Hello everyone. This video is specially prepared for my students. The video is all about the study planner. I hope after the vacation you turn back to the university, and first year students are also joining the university in a couple of weeks. To understand this video, watch full video without skipping. I will be guiding you how to study and analyze the subject and without any struggle. So let's start the content for the day, and I will guide you in a proper way. So in order to start that in today's video, we are going to discuss about the study plan. So what is basically a study plan? So every students need a proper study plan. So when you start your semester and there are a number of subjects, so you should analyze your subjects and prepare your own study plan. So basically study plan help you to identify the difficulties in the subjects and proper identification what is the functional aspects or applications or any kind of numerical is involved in a subject. So how you want to identify it. So that's the video part. So let's enter in detail how to make your study plan and how to initiate it at the beginning stage. Okay, so in order to why we need a study plan. So you're confused, so too much confused what question is going to come for exam, or you have stress, so how many subjects you need to handle, or any kind of arrears or backlogs you may have, so you have get a stress, or your performance, your CGP might be poor. So if you have all these questions in your mind, so definitely you should watch this video. So we can tackle all this problem at the beginning stage, so if you have a proper study plan. So let's see how you want to reduce all the stress and burden from you. Okay, so this is a very good quote. So stop waiting for tomorrow, so start now. So have a good set of study plan with you. So let's start it. So how to initiate your study plan? So first of all, you need to have a set of syllabus, so that is your subjects. So here we have a various set of syllabus. So like I'm taking example background from civil engineering, so I have a courses from civil engineering, so like surveying 1, building drawings or building constructions, fluid mechanics, construction materials. So n number of subjects we have. So today I will take you a small example about soil and foundation engineering. I'll just take a content of reinforced concrete design, how to handle all the subjects. So first thing which you want to do is basically you should have few things with you. So first thing which you want to know is a copy of syllabus. So have a copy of syllabus with you. So take a printout of the syllabus, have with you. Second thing, you need to have a reading materials. So reading or lecture materials, so whatever the professors and teachers are providing to you, have a copy of it. Either it can be a PDF, either it can be a PPT or handwritten notes, so things. So my preferable thing is to go and take a textbook. So preferably have a textbook with you, and then have some A4 sheets with you in order to start this exercise. So I'll be taking you a small exercise here, so you should have some A4 sheets with you, and if it is required, then have a highlighter pen. So have some highlighter pen with you, so that it will help you to highlight some important formulas or keywords, all this thing. So you can use a black or blue pen for writing purpose. So let's start with that. So first part, you should have a syllabus copy. So I'm just taking an example of soil and foundation engineering. So if you look at this syllabus copy, first thing you need to identify. So I'm writing a word called identify. So first identify what is given in this content, and from that content you need to identify few things. That is a theoretical based question, and you want to identify a numerical based question. If you are identifying from that syllabus which all is category of theoretical questions, which all categories belong to numerical questions. So if you identify very carefully, for example, if you talk about classifications, so if you talk about some classification or types of soils, so there are some types of soils related here. So you can see transported soil, alluvial deposits, lake deposits, and dunes and loose and glacial deposits. So all these are some kind of theoreticals. So we understand these are some kind of classification of soils. So easy to identify that. Similarly, if you see again here, so Atterberg's limits or soil classification based on BIS 1498. So these are identifications. So you need to identify very carefully what is the theoretical question. And then if you identify what is the numericals are coming here. So for example, here is the physical properties of soil. So some specific gravity numerical might be there, a bulk density numericals might be occurred, and simple numerications, phase diagram numericals are there. So this is called identification. So let's start with a theoretical question. So how you want to understand a theoretical question? Sir, there is a number of theoretical questions are coming. So how you want to make a content for theoretical questions? So yes, and then we have a numerical question. So there is a numerical questions also, how you want to attend an exam. So let's start with a theoretical question. So if you look at the theoretical questions, you may have this following set of words in the theoretical question. For example, definitions, terms, abbreviations, okay, and known as, called as, or ratio values, or coefficient values, factor of safety values. You may have some factor of safety values. As civil engineering course, we have a number of IS code books. So from IS code books, we have some factor of safety values or ratio values. So you should be understanding that particular code book values. And then we need to understand some relationship between terms. Some difference will be there, or relationship will be there. So how the difference is there? What is the key difference between particular word or particular terms, that we need to identify. And then comes your functional questions. What is a function? What is the application? So application related questions. So these are the logic that you need to understand from the subject. What is the function? What is the application of that particular questions? So you need to clearly identify the theoretical question with this set of words. Then comes with your advantage and disadvantage. So there are also called demerits and merits. So how you want to identify advantage and disadvantage of a particular theoretical questions. So some test procedures are there. So the test procedure have some advantages, some disadvantages will be there. So that test procedures you need to study thoroughly and identify few points, like 3 points advantage, 3 points and disadvantage. You should be very clearly study about it. And then yes, some, as I already said, Indian standard code books. So we have IS 800, IS 456, IS 1893, IS 875. So all this set of code books you will be learning in upcoming part. So you should have a knowledge about that, how to understand that code books and what are the important values are given in that code books. And then next we need to know about the standard table values. Some basic table values are there. So you should understand all these things. So I will take you to the theoretical question in deep, how we want to prepare for the subjects. And then we also want to know about numerical questions. So how to attend numerical questions. So in numerical question maximum, they may ask you to calculate some values, or they may ask you to determine some values. So basically we need to identify this, right? Some question data will be given. From the given data, you need to calculate some formula, some questions, right? Some terms or things you need to calculate and determine. Or there might be some application of some methods or derivative methods. So there will be some derivations will be there. From the derivation, you may ask some numericals. Or some applications will be there. Example like a Gaussian method. So Gaussian method with numericals are there, right? Or you have some super elevations numericals. So how some the derivative of super elevations method, we want to solve some super elevation, safety distance of vehicles. All this derivative based numericals are there. And something is called a looped numerical. So looped numerical is until you find x, then only you will find y. If you find y, then only you will get a z values. So these are some called looped numerical. So majority of students lack part here. So how you want to find the steps. So you may lack in step marks. So when you complete step number 1, then only you can go to step number 2. So these are some called looped numericals. So in looped numericals, you need to understand what is asked in the question and what is required from the given data. So these are called looped numericals, right? So next part which you want to understand is in detail how to write and understand the theoretical questions. So here are some few examples I'm sharing you from my experience. So identify the keywords. First of all, identify the keywords. What is that keyword? Important words. Some basic important or in a key application oriented questions will be there. So what is that main application? So identify the key words from that particular paragraph. You can't memorize, you can't remember everything in your mind, right? So when you study some theoretical question, identify the key words only. So in that big paragraph, how many keywords you can remember? Just quick glance, read it, remember that keywords first of all. Then identify the scope. What is that paragraph is saying? What is it given? This 20 lines paragraph, what is the main scope? So ask you that what is the focus on that. So scope should be a focus oriented. That content, some paragraph is given, what is the main scope? What is the output of that paragraph? Or what is the output of the theoretical content? So identify that very clearly. And there might be something called comparatives. So or similarities and differences. So some like example like concrete pavement versus a bitumen pavement. So there might be a similarities or there might be a differences. What makes advantage of concrete pavement? What make advantages of a bitumen pavement? Or there may be a orifice meter or a nanometers or venturi meters. So there is a similarities. So what is the orifice meter, for what purpose it is used, or venturi meters are there, for what purpose you are using a venturi meters. So these are some kind of similarities about there. And coefficient values, when you talk about coefficient values, so that can also have some similarity values between this instrumentations. So understand what makes a comparative and similarities and key difference between the content. Then go for theories and fundamental laws. This is very, very important. When you go for some numerical subjects, there are some set of numericals are there. So you need to understand that set of numerical content related to theories or fundamental laws. There are a number of laws are there. So you need to identify what is the law. So according to that, we can go ahead, prepare a notes, and then application related to the theory or law based question. So there might be some application related numericals or application related theory. So based on the previous theories or fundamental questions. And then understand the context. So what is that context is? Question related. What might be the questions will be coming from this particular paragraph. Example like MCQ. You may get MCQ questions. You may get 2-mark questions. So you may get 5-mark questions. Or you may get 10-mark theory questions. So relate yourself to that particular paragraph, how you want to attempt the questions and answer. So if it is a 2-mark question, how many lines? 3-4 lines I need to write very clearly. If it is a 5-mark question, write point wise, prepare up side headings. And 10-mark question, write very carefully headings, subheadings, a diagram wherever necessary. Diagrams are read, draw the diagrams. Then do visit library, read books. So from books reading you will get more knowledge and more idea, and it get memorized for you. Okay, the next, here are some examples for you. So I'm just taking an example of my own personal notes. So like example of a reinforced concrete design. So you want to understand some content in reinforced concrete design. So we have some condition called minimum steel reinforcement definition. What is called minimum steel reinforcement? So you write at least 2-3 lines that it is defined as for a peak load, the first concrete cracking, and ultimate load after steel yielding or equal. It is required to control the cracking which occurs due to temperature, shrinkage and creep. So identify your first word. So first concrete cracking, ultimate load. So these are some keywords. So when you write your own self notes, so self I'm writing as a word, self notes. So when you prepare a self notes, it's very easy. You will not forget about the content. It get direct registration to your part of your memories. All right. So I used to have this practice, very quick notes I used to prepare. So prepare a quick notes, and highlighter, as I said, if you have a highlighters, just highlight these words. So easy to highlight keywords. So it is easy to remember the content, what you have prepared, and what are the keywords you have done. It easily registered in your memories. So next example, some differences are there, some methods are there, which method should be applied. So you can easily identify which method should be applied for it. So there are some stiffness method and flexibility method. What all method comes under stiffness method, what all methods comes in flexibility method. So easily you can identify these comparatives. And then again, few values, some basic formulas you have. So you want to know some standardized values. So example, if you have like a cantilever beam, a span to depth ratio not to exceed 12. So these are some standard values. And bending moments value. So how to calculate this, and moment of values where the contraflexion moments will be occurring. So all these are some examples we can go ahead. If you talk about IS code book, so IS 800, so how you want to use IS 800, what are the guidelines given in IS 800. Standard percentage values are provided, so you need to see that percentage values also. So these are the theory content. So you need to prepare your theoretical notes in such a manner what are the important things is provided. And then coming to the second part, that is the numerical questions. So how I will be doing my numerical questions. So this is very important part. So numerical questions is very challengeable to attend in exam. So if you don't know anything in numerical formulas, well, nobody can attend the numericals, right? So first of all, you need to have a numerical part. So that's called formula sheet. So you need to have a formula sheet. So go for formula sheet. What is this formula sheet basically? So formula sheet, I suggest you prepare unit wise. So prepare it unit wise. So for first units, what all numericals are there that you need to identify? After identifying that numerical, prepare a formula sheet. Prepare a formula sheet. So what is that formula sheet? Write the formulas. Simple. Write the formulas. So how many formulas are there in unit 1? Try to write it, all the formulas. Have it in a A4 sheet, and you can stick it on your room and stick on the walls and just see that wall daily. So you get memorized with the formulas. So you will be easy to recall the formulas. So these are the exercises we need to do it. So formula sheet help you to identify the formulas which clearly you need to write. So without any mistakes, so you need to write your formula sheet. So these are my notes. So I prepared myself with my formula sheets. So prepare that very carefully. What is specific gravity, how to calculate the water content, and you want to know how to calculate the density of soil, bulk density of soil, or dry densities of soil, and important things in exam, units. So if you are making mistake in units, then it's very difficult. So take care of the units. So how to write a units. So conversion of units is also important. So you should learn all about that. And formulas. In exam you get a confusion. So where the mass will come and where the volume will be coming. So how to remember the ratios between the formulas. So all these are the simple things you need to start at the beginning stage when you study a subject. So similarly, here is also a set of formula sheets like voids ratio, porosity. So all this you will be studying in soil mechanics and soil foundation engineering. So just discussing about the example of the subjects. So similarly, you have unit weight and so soil mass, so dry density, so how to calculate the dry unit weight, saturated weight. So prepare all these formulas. You don't want to go in a single stretch every formula. Take a time. So prepare one day at least first unit, half of the first unit. So at least 3 topic formulas. So just go ahead, prepare at least 3 set of topic. Pick any 3 topic which you feel comfortable. Prepare a sheet for it. Just prepare the formula sheet for it, and then you can easily do it. Next, which you want to know is all about the study plan schedule. So what is study plan schedule? So everybody is busy and from 9 to 5 in your university time, and after coming back to the room, and you need to take some time of rest and refresh yourself. So study plan and schedule is very, very important. So as a student's life, you will be enjoying after 5, but yes, enjoyment is also part of life, but studies are more important. So if you want to make a successful career, then have some good set of study plan schedules. So what is study plan schedule? In simple, I want to say prepare your own study planner. So fix some time. So fix some time duration for you. So after 5, so if you are working in a studying in a university, so you are busy from 9 to 5 basically. Some students are busy from 8 to 4, some students are busy from 9 to 5. So if you are very serious and concerned and bound to get a good CGPA, so have a study planner. So how study planner is going to work for you? So fix some time. So fix time. So how to fix the time? Pick any particular slot. You may be busy free after 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. So fix particular slot. So if you're going to block this 7 to 9 p.m., lock this 7 to 9 p.m. Just keep your mobile phones in silent. Okay, so keep it aside. Just stop all the connections. No need to focus on the mobile phones. Fix some 7 to 9 p.m. Take one subject. So today you are going to take one particular subject. So take one subject, focus on it, just focus on it. So identify, as I said, prepare the self notes. What are the theoretical questions, what are the numerical part, have a quick notes for that. So yes, so you're done with this today one subject. Next day morning, so wake up early, have a time for next day early morning also. If you are going for gym, if you are going for walking, do that regular schedule, but spend at least 1.5 hours or a particular time in early morning just to recall it. So in early morning we are going to fix some 1 hour at least or 1.5 hours just to for recall. So just to recall what you have prepared last night. So recall will always help you to understand what you have studied last evening, that you can be easy to understand the subject. So we have some Saturdays also, right? So plan some one subject Monday, another subjects on Tuesday. So prepare a particular setup, and also main thing is you need to identify the subject difficulty. So we should understand which subject is very difficult, that we can't study in a last moment, which subjects are light and easy to understand. So these are the things. So categorize the subject first of all as per the syllabus. So then you can prepare a study planner. So these are the ideas for the study planner. And then yes, of course, we also have something called a relationship between numericals. So more confusing part. So we get confused here. So what kind of relationships is there between a water ratio or a voids ratio, water content percentage, specific gravity, saturation conditions. So if you talk about soil mechanics, then you might be understanding this concept. So how the relationship between voids ratio and saturated density. So all these kind of things will be definitely confusable. So don't get confused. So if you are not able to recall, just prepare a notes very clearly, and then it is easy to write and study. So first thing is to write and then you study. So this will be helpful for you. So prepare the notes. Now these all relationship I prepared and all the numericals is easy to identify. If any numerical is coming relating to relation between voids ratio, water content, or specific gravity or saturation conditions, so it's easy to identify it. So okay, so all these are the things we can identify. So once you identify all the set of conditions, so there are a number of relations in soil mechanics. So if you go and see this all thing, then it's easy to understand the numerical. So if you talk about this particular numerical, so the data is given to you and something is asked. So as I said, something is to be calculated or something is to be determined. So what all things to be calculated? If you know only voids ratio formula, then only you can able to attend the voids ratio. If you know dry density formula, then only you can calculate the dry density. So if you know what is unit weight, then you can calculate for 50% of saturation conditions. So these are the tricky things, right? So if you know the tips how to handle the question, then this is simple. So once you identify what is given in the question, the first part, write given data. So first of all, write given data. Secondly, you write formula, and then you go for solution. So this is a way you need to start your numericals. So first understand the question, what is given. So in this question, what is given? Something called porosity, that is 40% is given, and there is a word called specific gravity, that is 2.70. So this two data is only given. With this two given data, how we want to solve Voids ratio, how we want to solve the dry density unit weight of the soil if it is 50% saturated or completely saturated. So just have a look of the solution. So write the formulas. So as I said, we can easily write the formulas. So these are the formulas. So if you have the formula sheet, then you can easily write all these formula sheets. So what is the formula for unit weight? If 50% is saturation conditions, write all this. Immediately if you write the formula, N is given, that is porosity ratio is given 40%, and specific gravity is given. So easily you can identify the answer. That's it. So nothing difficult in learning numericals. So finally we complete the numerical again. Fully saturated, if a soil is fully saturated, remember the formula, we'll get the solutions. So there are certain case alternative formulas also may available. So there are certain case we have alternative formulas. So you should be aware about the alternative formulas also, because some book in textbook authors might be preferring a different formulas. So be aware about that also. Right. So if you talk about the second question again, so Voids ratio is provided to you and water content is given to you, specific gravity is given to you. So here three data is given. So we have three data are provided in the question. So what is asked? Determine. So simple to calculate or determine. So what is to be determined? So if you know degree of saturation formula, you can calculate the degree of saturation. If you know water content formula, then you can identify what is the water content for particular samples. So then bulk density is provided here, something gram per centimeter cube, right? So these are the things. So if you put the solution, so you get the answer. So as I said, write the given data, write the formulas clearly, put it in the box, you get the solutions, and then again dry density or dry weight, what is given there, soil weight is given, volume is given, right? What is given here. So this is some given data again, and this is a formula again. So then you get a solution. So this is how you need to study a numerical. So if you are not preparing in such a manner, then everything will be a problem for you. It will be heavy and you can't recall any formulas. So this is my kind advice for all my students. So prepare your formula sheet. Without formula sheet, it's very difficult. So for every subject, spend some time, have a dedicated formula sheet. Also analyze the theoretical questions. What are the theoretical questions are there, as I discussed in previous part. So that is application oriented or function oriented, or you want to discuss about the difference between the numericals, or you have some relationship between or functional or called as ratio values, coefficient values. All these things is to be very clearly to understand in theoretical questions. And last, which you want to understand, is all about the most important thing. After preparing all this thing, we also need something important in part, that is called friendship. So have some good set of friendship who is having a same vibe, so in studies. So definitely friendship will help you in career to uplift you in a good path. So why we need a good set of friendship? Yes, you can group discussion, make a group discussions, discuss about the subjects, discuss about the questions what is discussed by in the class, recall the topics. So among your friend circle, you can discuss or recall the topics. What is the difference between a soil pressure or atmospheric pressures, or examples I'm just giving. So recall the topics and then go for study materials. So you can ask your friends to prepare a study material. So tell your friend to prepare second unit, another friend to prepare first unit, and you yourself can prepare a first units. So these are the study material preparations. So sit in a library, spend some time, make some notes, so share among with you. So you can share it. Sharing is always good, right? So share with your friend circle and cross question each other. Just pull the legs, cross question each other. So test your friend how much he is knowing and how much you know about the topic. So this is also a good exercise. So spend some time, so have some cross questions. Teach also your friend and guide. So teach and guide is also important in friendship. So teach your friend and guide him, and same way take it back. Always stand with your friends, so don't leave your friendship, and have a strong friendship in studies. So in studies and college life, a good set of friendship is required. I wish you all the best for all my students, and I hope you all be coming out with colorful dreams and everything. So I wish you all the best. God bless you. Thank you for watching my video.